flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASU strike.
You have done your work and put us to the wall. We are not the slaves.
I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report.
I have not seen the report.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
The legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASU strike.
You have done your work and put us to the wall. We are not the slaves.
I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report.
I have not seen the report.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASU strike.
You have done your work and put us to the wall. We are not the slaves.
I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report.
I have not seen the report.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASU strike.
You have done your work and put us to the wall. We are not the slaves.
I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report.
I have not seen the report.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASU strike.
You have done your work and put us to the wall. We are not the slaves.
I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report.
I have not seen the report.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call the police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASU strike.
You have done your work and put us to the wall. We are not the slaves.
I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report.
I have not seen the report.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call a police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASIS strike.
You have done your work and put us to the wall. We are not your slaves.
I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report. I have not seen the report.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call a police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASIS strike.
You have done your work and put us to the wall. We are not your slaves.
I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report. I have not seen the report.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call a police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASIS strike.
You have done your work and put us to the wall. We are not your slaves.
I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report. I have not seen the report.
Welcome to Global Morning.
The death toll from flooding.
Most time our politicians just bring in policies too, for sure.
Incidentally, we have several more stories.
the legislature was carefully crafted to
22.2% inflation rate as of April this year. What does that say about where we are as a country?
I think Nigeria has resorted to being resilient.
Before you call a police station, before they even leave, they'll take permission from
I don't think there's really anything on ground to improve.
the struggle, the ASIS strike.
You have done your work and put us to the wall. We are not your slaves.
I'm not a small boy. You should have given me the report. I have not seen the report.
Good morning and welcome to the program Global Morning on Global Television. Truly very sorry starting behind schedule due to some technical issues beyond our control, but we're glad we're back on track and we're glad you're still there for us. And we intend to make your day truly amazing. And it's a compliment of the season. My name is Anthony Momodi. Welcome to Africa's Finest Breakfast Show. And I'm not alone, we're Africa's best pair.
Good morning. Good morning. And I am Jumai Manson. It's great to be here. Compliments of the season. How was it?
3 days of fun, celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ.
Of course,
and
that's the
also,
significance.
But while we were celebrating, it wasn't all happiness for us in Nigeria. As we got a very sad story coming from
Really
one of the
sad.
most loveliest states in the country, Plateau State, where as much as 150 from different reports reaching us were killed by bandits. Very sad
Invasion in
commentary.
church and all of that.
Yeah, we
Really
had
sad.
people killed in Bokos local government area and also in Bakiladi. Very sad. And
Very sad.
it's as if it was a calculated attempt, coordinated attempt, and it was meant to put Nigeria backwards and the state in particular backwards.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's a really, really sad predicament there that happened. It's such a great loss. The number in mass, it's even if it's one, it's something big, like 150 plus. it's really, really sad. But at the same time, we still keep hope alive and still thank God at the same time. But at the same time, you know, it's a really, really sad thing to hear.
Oh, we're hoping the federal government will do something. The president has come out to say, okay, they should fish out the perpetrators.
Yes,
but the question is, what happened to the army checkpoints we have there, the army personnel stationed in that state deliberately for that purpose? Did they go to sleep, or what really happened? It needs to be investigated, and I think Ken has also called. We had the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, also lending his voice to that very dastardly act. Very sad occurrence.
Really, and please, the perpetrators should be brought to book. It's very important because every life matters. Really, a day of celebration, and that sort of invasion, it's really, really sad.
Christmas.
The eve of Christmas, seriously, when people are preparing, you know, being happy in the celebration mode, and then this happens, it's really, really sad. And masses, children involved, women and children, it's really, really sad.
Very sad commentary there. We'll have some other talking points, which we'll be sharing with you in the course of the program. I think you had some trending stories.
Yes, the installer that actually took what's it called? The solar panels.
After installing it for like a week or two in Lagos State.
That made me laugh because it was, for me, it was a calculated attempt. He knew that maybe he would come back. That's really extortion.
So it tells you that most of this probably meant the Lagos State government didn't do a good background check on the installers that were given the contract.
That's true.
Because if they did, they would have found out he was.
Yes, very important. They would have found out that
a
very fishy figure. For him to come back after 2 weeks to actually uninstall those panels and then go back with it, it's really, really sad. But thank God he was caught anyway. And then the other one, that the woman who actually used poured hot water on her husband because she thought, in quote, he was unfaithful. That's a really, really sad story there.
And I
that's, you know, when I read that story, domestic violence.
Yes, gender-based violence. Yes, so it's like GBV, the women are as guilty as the men.
Yes, but of course it wasn't a punch. It was.
That's worse than a punch.
I know, but I'm just explaining to you what I'm not
women?
Justifying anything. Violence is violence in any form.
But you're
physical.
Smiling.
I'm not. Am I smiling? Don't put me on the spot. Violence is violence.
Yeah, very sad commentary there, but not something to laugh about.
No. And
really
then,
sad.
of course, Elumelu, the white party that happened.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanted to get your take. I hope our producer somewhere along the line will get you the footage of some of this stuff for
Celebs,
you to see.
Burna Boy, Davido,
what
Jenny
I noticed,
B,
but did you notice something about Tony Elumelu? It was all about, he was only speaking something to the women's ears, all the women there.
What are you trying to insinuate?
All the shots we saw were just him, women, talking something to their ears.
He was just trying to compliment. He's a gentleman.
I think that was more than
that's the biggest, in quote, the biggest soft boy. They call it the soft man.
Okay, let's leave there. Oh boy, it was really nice to see. It showed some part of him I never saw.
Dancing.
I always saw him as business-minded, very strict.
A mogul, yes.
But I saw the other side of him.
There's always another side of someone, the playful side, the relaxed side, not in the business zone side. Sometimes you need to just take a deep breath and just sit back, relax, and just allow everything just flow.
All right, so definitely our lawmakers are not relaxing per se, because they've told us that on the 30th they will be coming back to sit so that they can pass the 2024 budget. That's to get Nigeria set for the new year. So
2024.
we'll probably give them kudos. They're just doing their jobs.
They're doing their jobs.
Besides, they're going to get paid for just sitting down for like 2 hours.
But for me, it's a step in the right direction for us to plan, for us to prepare, and see what's ahead. So that's something that it's commendable at this time. And by God's grace, it will not delay or linger. So as long as we've started, it means we're starting early. That means we're starting 2024 in a very bright and beautiful light.
All right, we've got some very interesting stories. Like we said, we'll be sharing the photos and videos, if possible, somewhere along the line. We had the former Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, that's talking about Umar Farouk, Sadia Umar Farouk, saying that one of the contractors who who was arrested, James Okwete. She doesn't know him, never heard of him. That's because it has to do with corruption. So it's very interesting. Everybody's singing now, like they say in Nigeria, is singing. We had Boss Mustafa also sing along, saying he wasn't part of whatever monies
laundering that's going on. And that's the thing. Nobody wants to be associated with evil.
No, but they're part of it. They cannot pull themselves away because they're part of the government. We're the key stakeholders.
I know. Even when you are key stakeholders in a particular sector, when something goes wrong, everyone says, I do not know when that happened. I wasn't in the know. So nobody wants to be part of that. No one wants to tarnish their image, like seriously. But of course, we know what goes into play. Please don't quote me. Don't quote Global Television.
All right,
I'm just saying.
Like they say, you know what goes into play. For me, I know what goes into play is the fact that they all have something to say about this missing money.
True.
We've got Godwin Emefiele coming out to tell us the president was aware about the plan to redesign the Naira and all that stuff, even though we had people come out to say the presidency and all were not aware. And so it's very important that the Jim Obaze report is throwing out lots of issues. And so we hope people like Malami, the former Attorney General Federation, they have questions to answer. They need to answer Nigerians and not just tell us they don't know what's happening. And even the former president, he's in Daura, so Daura is not so far away. They can go fish him out.
It's not far, yes. And we have technology right now, so if you cannot come, technology can come to you.
He will come.
I'm just saying, in that light where everyone is in quotes, I cannot come, I'm not in the know. Technology has made life easier to interview and all of those things, to get answers, because Nigerians, we deserve answers. The redesign of the Naira notes, of course, you know how it was, the stability that happened during that period. There was a cashless flow. People went through a lot. The highest you could get in point of service, they'll tell you 10,000 Naira, 5,000 Naira. Automated mobile machines, you could only get 5,000, 20,000 Naira max. So we know what happened. The queues in the bank, the stress, women coming into banks with their mats, with their children lying down and, wanting the new Naira notes. And, we had to go back and forth that period. So everyone was in the know of that situation that occurred.
All right, so in case you're just joining us, you're watching Africa's Finest Breakfast Show, Global Morning on Global Television. I will go for a very quick break. Some facts you didn't know, probably you get to know it, and I'll get some other sporting stories just to jig you up, and we'll be right back. Stay with us. All right, welcome back from the break. You're watching Africa's Finest Breakfast Show, Global Morning on Global Television. I was about to wear my face mask in a celebration of the International Day of today is an International Day for Epidemic Preparedness. That means I'm getting ready for any epidemic that is to come my way, even though we're not wishing for one. But it's something that we should, because COVID showed the world, especially in Nigeria, that we're not ready that we're not always
ready for
pandemics.
Yes, we are not. And really, and thank God, first of all, the distance, just stay there. Don't come close, just stay there. You know, distance is very important to maintain. Safe distance. So basically, we need to prepare, we need to be sure. So everyone, COVID really taught us a big lesson, really did, for so many people out there who surviving and getting their acts right, getting things all together, the use of face masks,
and it made people look very different.
Yes, really.
You couldn't recognize your partner because everybody was wearing face masks. And
you know, I saw a clip comedy, like a comic comedy, and they were like, when you go into the bank with a face mask, they quickly call the police and tell you, why is this guy, okay, hands up, maybe he wants to rob. But when you go into the face mask with the bank at that time,
during the COVID era,
it wasn't a problem. No one is coming to arrest you. So it really, like you said, it changed the looks of so many people. And of course, change our mindset that we can actually, if we put heads together, if we come together, stay united, we can overcome basically everything.
And it made people more IT aware, because churches now did it online. Imams did it online.
Yes.
And there was this big revolution in terms of working style. People worked from home.
Yes.
So it made lots of people lazy, or it made some people...
No, well, it just made us more curious and more internet aware of we can actually achieve a lot through the internet, and we could actually serve better. Things can move easily. Like during that time, some of us broadcasters, we had to do our programs via Zoom and phone calls and all of that. When you were not, we had to be on shift because to maintain that safe balance and all of that. But it just made us aware of who we are and how we can thrive as humans. It wasn't easy. People thought it was the end of the world, it was this, but really made people closer. It did a lot.
And you could see people sing a song in their balconies to their neighbors. But I think the worst hit was sports and football. We missed the fans in the stadiums.
Oh, yes.
We couldn't hear people yell. It was
not just sports, socialites, people that love to party. Like you see the Elumelu thing that happened. There was no way you could do that because you had to maintain that social distance. You had to wear the face masks. You couldn't touch. You had to be very sure. Any small sneeze, okay, what's going on? So you had to be very, very careful. But all in all, it was an advantage and a disadvantage at the same time. For families, there was a family bond, coming together as families, or some that were cut out.
Men couldn't go out no more.
Men couldn't go out. That was everyone was so excited. Everyone was happy.
The women, the wives were happy.
They were happy. But at a point, it became boring. It became tired. Oh, go out. There's nowhere to go. We're stuck in this together. So, well, let's just prepare, and we can do more. We pray there's no other pandemic and all of that. But even if, but we should. Yeah,
but the highlight is we should always be prepared. So 27th of December every year is a International Pandemic Preparedness Day. So I take that to the bank, tell them you heard it first here. All right, I will go for a very quick break, and it's going to be AM News next, where you get the big stories has happened in the course of the week, especially and also last night. So after the AM News, we continue with Global Morning, Africa's Finest Breakfast Show. Stay with us.
Don't go anywhere.